Welcome back. So, in the process of spiritual education, we have been learning about cleansing, especially through Anandamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha. In the previous episodes, we have learnt about how to cleanse our intellect, the intellect cleansing. Now, today I am going to talk about the Anandamaya Kosha, the happiness body. So, here, now I will ask a fundamental question to all of you. So, what is the origin of happiness? There is a lot happens around this happiness. They may call it ecstasy, they may call it bliss, they may call it, peace. There are so many things, that evolve around this. Even though there is a slight difference amongst all these things, we need to understand some basics about this. Here, one important thing about the wrong understanding about this happiness is we always think that we get the happiness from a particular object or by getting something, right? For example, a child feels that by getting bicycle he will be happy, or you will be happy by passing 10th standard examination or 12th standard examination, or if you go little up, by getting married to that particular girl or boy I will be happy. Or if you notice a businessman, by getting more profits he will be happy. Or if you know, like this, whenever, or some people they may say, by going to this place I will be happy, by doing that I will be happy, by this is all there, right? Fundamentally, when we look into what is the origin of happiness, see, we are not denying that you will not be happy by getting all these things, but even though you are getting, in spite of all those things, where does that happiness originating from? It is from within you, right? It might, there is an object or there is something at that particular point of time, but ultimately where is it generating? It is from within you, right? So here, one of the misunderstanding is, if at all you think that you will get the happiness by getting something, or if your happiness is dependent on getting that particular thing, the moment it goes, your happiness also will go, right? It is possible. If your happiness is caused by a particular bike, if that bike goes, you will be unhappy, right? Or if you are getting happiness from a boy or a girl, whenever they leave you, you will have of course we all know it, there are so many songs and there is so much what happens around this. So we have to understand the origin of this happiness. See, the origin of happiness is actually within you. This is the primary understanding. And now how to get access to your inner happiness. So this is the another dimension, or one of the important aspects of our life. Whenever we go behind the things, in the process of getting it, we become a slave of those things. And when you get, you will be more excited, and when you lose, you will have more sorrowfulness in the life, right? So it's all about, they say, to all these two things, good, bad, or happiness or unhappiness, all these things. So here, the fundamental important base to the life is being happy for no reason. This is what we have to master in our life. Especially if you notice into our previous episodes, I was talking about silence, I was talking about calmness, I was talking about a settled mind, all these things, right? Yeah, by which you get the peace. And we were also talking about the intellect, how it gets attached with the things, all these things, right? So here, being happy for no reason, which means fundamentally you have the access to the silence. In the silence you have the freedom. Silence has to happen within. So out of your being free, then comes joy. See, again, happiness means it is not that all the time you're laughing loudly. That is not only the thing. Fundamentally, some calmness in the mind, some pleasantness, that is what is most important here. In spite of having so much of wealth or these, that, so many things, if this peace of mind or if this calmness or settledness is not present in the mind, we don't feel much value to the outer things. Right? This we find. What could be the reason many people from foreign coming to India and going through all these Swamijis, or going to Himalayas and doing so much tapas, or this sadhana, that sadhana, all these things? This is the only reason. In spite of so much of materialistic things, they could not find themselves in that. And they come here, they end up finding themselves through all these sources. Finally, they come to a conclusion that yes, this is what it is now. So similarly, fortunately, India is placed for that. So in this process, if you look into this, we are in the process of going to the spiritual knowledge, right? And we are cleansing each one of these systems to attain. So whenever all these four koshas, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya koshas are cleansed, or when they are clean, naturally you get the access to this Anandamaya Kosha. It happens automatically. You are calm, settled. So that is where you feel that sense of calmness, sense of okayness. Otherwise, it is all about that is not okay, this is not okay. This needs to be improved, that needs to be improved, it has to be done, that has to be done. So much of this doing. When you come to a stage where you are settled, where you feel that nothing needs to be done, nothing has to happen, that is where you experience this. Your Anandamaya Kosha will start functioning. And what is the sign of this Anandamaya Kosha? This is open. I will say some of the instances where our Anandamaya Kosha opens. For example, say one of the clear indication is that whenever your Anandamaya Kosha is active, you feel like singing, right? You sing, and then a sense of joyousness from within that flows. And when you are happy, you want to sing sometimes, right? Nowadays, you sing only at the washrooms, right? Which means we can't even do that freely. Which means, I mean to say that the time that we are qualitarily spending with ourselves has reduced. So here, the question, what is the origin of happiness? When we look into it, the silence, the calmness is the origin of happiness. This has to become a practice or base for our life. And then out of this, of course, we might do thousands of things or activities in this world. We can perform so many duties, we can do a lot. This is the fundamental understanding about the Annamaya Kosha. And even, see, you look into a person and then you ask, why is it why are you doing this? What is the ultimate thing that you are trying to get out of this? Very simple. They say that, it is for the well-being. What is well-being? One of the key important things in well-being is happiness, along with all materialistic things. Of course, we also need many things, car, bangla, everything, all these things. Everything we need. At the same time, this is also most important. So this is a different knowledge that we need to understand about the origin of happiness. Already we have seen about the wrong, the belief systems in Vijnanamaya Kosha, but here some of the wrong beliefs about the happiness. By eliminating all these wrong beliefs about happiness or the Ananda from within, we will have the access to Anandamaya Kosha. So important aspect of Anandamaya Kosha is silence. Again, what is silence? Not getting disturbed by anything happening inside or outside, or taking time to not to produce anything, not to do anything, to just be quiet. Most important thing. That is the happiness thing that we are referring to here. Thank you. Namaste.